Caleb says. Your mother's been back less than half a day. She's our priority right now, Kenton says. Dad, the prophecy that Grammy's been going on about for years, it's real. She said I would one day meet another guy who shared the same magical lineage. That we'd be the most powerful warlocks. Remember? Caleb says. All sorts of entities came out of that crystal, Caleb, including tricksters, Kenton says. Dad, he knew about Mom and the men that took her. I saw them, up close and personal. Well, one of them. He said one of them was sucked into the crystal with Mom, and the other one took him, Caleb says. Caleb, Kenton says. Dad, listen. He said he was scared of you and Grammy, and it's probably the only reason I'm not there with him. Kenton begins believing him. This is too much all at once, Kenton says. You know it's the right thing to do, regardless of who he is, Caleb says. Silence fills the room. Is this how? Kenton says, pointing to the sigil Caleb drew. Caleb nods. Sigil magic? You've been practicing sigil magic? Kenton says. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Caleb says. Kenton smiles. You remind me of me, way back when, Kenton says, playfully ruffling Caleb's locks. What do we do? Kenton says. Caleb explains once the portal opens, Soren will run through, and then close it as soon as he is safe. Kenton agrees, and Kenton charges the sigil with his magic. The portal opens, and Soren stumbles through. Caleb hands him a robe as Soren undresses. Just as Kenton is closing it, the apparition rushes through and possesses him. Caleb and Soren look on in horror, but Soren forms an energetic sigil beneath Kenton's feet, and he falls through to the first level. That's my dad, Caleb says. Not anymore, Soren replies. They both teleport downstairs. The apparition lunges at the alchemist, but Soren forges another sigil beneath his feet, and he turns to stone. Grammy and Lacey rush in. Kenton! Lacey barks. Grammy notices Caleb and a man standing near him, as well as Eddie coming in from the kitchen. Eddie is Caleb's best friend. What's going on? Hey, that looks like Mr. Preston, Eddie says. Eddie watches a black apparition rise from the stone, and it enters him. Before Soren could react again, Grammy pulls the apparition out of Eddie. Caleb, the crystal! Amulet! Caleb raises the amulet, and the apparition gets sucked in. A silence falls on the room. Lacey's sobbing near her petrified husband. Grammy's staring daggers at Soren. And Eddie, completely still and seemingly in shock. Was it real? Eddie says. Grammy walks over to Eddie as Caleb rushes over to his mom. Get out. Get out. And don't ever come back, she says to Soren. 'Cause I'm not sure what I'll do, Lacey continues. Mom, Caleb says. Soren opens a portal. Fine. He grabs Caleb's arm and pulls him through the portal, and it closes.